everyone. Today we are going to
Good evening, ma'am.
good evening. Today we are going, my screen is visible, right?
Yes, this is visible.
Yeah, thank you. Today we are going to study about the product selection, and in that we are going to study about the factors to be considered that while selecting the product for import and export market. And also we are going to analyze what is the demand and the competition of import and export things, like from where the demand and the competition will also be analyzed. So one by one we will study. First is about we are studying about the factors to be considered when while selecting any of the product for import and export. Here also, guys, I will be explaining you all with an example as well. And before that, I'll just explain in shortly what are the terms. First is like, we have to focus on the market demand. That is, as we discussed earlier also, that will be the target market, which type of products or the market they are targeting. Targeting it depends upon the age group, it depends upon the area, it depends upon, men, female, other criterias, and also we can target regarding the, balance of the lifestyle of the people, whether it is for the middle class, upper middle class, rich, poor, or these type of target, and also whether it is for male, female, whether the market, which type of market you're targeting. So market demand, it is firstly it comes about targeting the market, that is analyzing which market they are targeting. It depends upon any product before selecting whether it is a medical product, the import and export they are targeting, or what it is, depends upon the demand and the need of that particular item and services in that area, in that country. So that is called as a targeting of market. Next comes about the competition. In competition, it is nothing, competition is like checking out to how many existing brands are already available in that particular market, what is the growth of that a product, on how many, what is the demand, and how many competitions you can find within the country, that is in the domestic and or outside, how many people are the competition for that same particular product the country is been importing or exporting that particular brand. And also it depends on the regulatory environment. Regulatory environment, it is ensuring the product, that is the local regulations, what are the regulations included, which include, that is packaging, labeling, and marketing requirements. That is the product packaging, how it is, the labeling also, like we label the particular product, it depends upon the design, labeling, name, everything, and other requirements needed in the market, like the design, the quantity, everything involves in this regulatory environment. Next comes as a regulatory compliance. In this, the regulatory approval, this is what is, we have to get the confirmation of that particular product. When before approving any particular product, before import and exporting any particular product, the product or the brand should be approved by the government, which is, which includes, that is the FDA, EMA. So FDA, it is food and drug. For example, if any product, if you are targeting, it is an eatable or it is a drug. Drug means not the ganja and all drugs. Here it means the medicine products, like whether they are having license or no, whether the product is undergone this type of license. So that is called as a FDA. FDA is Food and Drug Administration. For import and export, what are requirements? What documents have been needed? Then comes as a quality standards. For example, any product before importing and exporting, it has to have good quality standard. That is, after consuming, that the customer should feel, happy, that satisfied with that particular item. It might be the eatable products, anything, the quality should be good. And if any clothing items are there, like wearable items, like shoes, clothes, specs, whatever it is, everything should be in a quality, so that it doesn't harm the customers who are using that particular product. If it is in the medical, they have to undergo the certifications like WHO, World Health Organization, that quality, that certification they should have. So in this way, different products which are categorized into different markets, they have to have good quality before importing and exporting. And also, the customs and tariff. For example, the duties, whether which type of product is having taxes, or which products are tax free for import or export. For import, there might be some products which are tax free, we can import, manufacture here, again we can export with the taxes. So these type of different products are available, wherein the import and export business people will be checking what are the duties or the customs, or the money, the taxes, whether any of the products are non-tax payable product, or their taxes payable. If taxes, what is the percentage they have to pay on each product. So in this manner, they have to check onto the customs and customs and tariff. That is, tariff is nothing but the taxes. And here, after this, it comes about the supply chain and the logistic. Any product which is moving from one country to another country, it has to have a good manufacturing capacity. For example, manufacturing 100 units, 1,000 bulk units, you have to have good manufacturing capacity. For example, the electricity should be good, the availability of the labor, skilled labor, they should be good. So everything depend right from a small, that is, from the raw material to the manufacturing cost, everything should be sufficient, and the company should have good manufacturing capacity as well. To grow into the demand without any a quality fail or compromise in any of the quality, the company should manufacture their brand in such a way that they can fulfill the needs and the demands of the customer in a very good, efficient, equivalent product, so that the customers will be repetitive customers for them. This has to be kept into mind. Next comes as a shelf life. If any food or eatable items are there, they will be having certain life of that particular product. That is, shelf. It is called as a shelf life. For example, eatable items, expiry date will be there, or medical items expiry date will be there. So in this way, it comes for the eatable products. And also, for the products like the specs, the shoes, there won't be any shelf life available. So there are certain items wherein shelf life is available, so that also the company or the brand should keep into mind. And also, after manufacturing and the shelf life, they comes as a distribution network. Here, the distribution network, which market they have been targeted, it includes from the warehousing and the last mile of delivery. For example, if any product has been manufactured in one factory, it moves to the distribution, distribution go down. So this warehouse, it is called as a warehouse. So the distribution network also should be efficiency, so that the network wherein you all have been targeted the market, they also should have a warehouse wherein direct from the manufacturing, it doesn't goes to the to the retail stores. There is another warehouse is called as a distribution. From here, the distributors will distribute the products to the retail stores or to the wholesale stores. So this is also this is known as a distribution network. And also, as we talking about the cost structure, what is that? In cost structure, for example, any product which is been manufactured, we have to calculate it from the raw material to the labor and also the overhead. For example, one product to manufacture, for example, if I'm manufacturing a cap, so in that, for that particular cap, whether it is a which type of material I'm using, the cotton, which fabric it is being used, so in this way, and what is the print should be printed in that particular cap, and inner, what are the buttons, hooks, whatever is being required, right from the raw material to the labor, how many labors are being required, and also the overhead. Overhead is means overall everything, the management team to the end, till it reaches to the customer, overall cost should be calculated, which also includes, like the pricing strategy. For example, the product should be more competitive pricing strategy, so that from the local market also they have to have good value in the local market as well, and also they have to pay the taxes and the currency exchange rate. So these all three things should be considered in before import and export of that particular product. Next comes as a profit margin. Here, any product which has been sold, or which has been kept for import or export, the particular product should have good profit margin. The company should not be under losses. So in this way, they have to look over to the accounting cost as well. They all, which includes the transportation, which includes the taxes, and also the marketing cost. For example, nowadays the companies are marketing their products when it is new in market. They put on to the advertisement. They go door to door. The newspapers pamphlets will be shared of that new launched product. And they also nowadays online also they are having pages, like they use other social media platforms to advertise their product. And also they call out to the influencers. So in this way the marketing has to be done, and they have to keep some certain profit margins also should be there. So after this comes as a partner selection. Here the local partners, for example, we have to choose a reliable local distributors, wherein the agents, the joint venture, or the partners, whoever it is, they have to understand that particular market, and they have to have a good reputation as well. Before, this is called as a local partners. For example, if the product has not been done by one person, they use partnership as well. So after, if they select to merge with two people, or come into an import and export business, they enter into a partnership selection. It is their own choice. So the partners in this situation, the partners also should be have good reliable knowledge in this import and export, it whether it might be in the local distributors, to the agent, and also to the joint ventures, who can understand the market and also have a good reputation as well. So this is about the partner selection. And next comes as a legal and contractual consideration. Before import and export, there are certain legal documents to be signed, or so that they can export or import that particular item. The contract has to be signed, that is the draft should be clear, the contract should be clear, and the outline like for the terms for the trade, everything should be clear, and the document should be clear, and which includes the payment term as well. Some people will sign it into the credit contract basis. So in this way, everything, the payment, the agreement should be clear and crisp. And also they have to have the delivery schedules as well. This particular product will be delivered to that country in so and so time, and it has to be delivered at that particular time. So the delivery schedule also should be clear, mentioned in that document, in that legal consideration will come. And also any misroute of that particular item, that is reaching to one destination from A to B, if it reaches to another location, that is a C, for example, much farther than for example, from Karnataka, if I'm exporting any item to I'm just selling in India only, I'm giving an example. From Karnataka, I'm exporting to Maharashtra, it reaches to Delhi. So in this way, the misroute should not happen. So in that contract, everything should be clear, like about the payment, about the contract, about the duration, about the delivery schedule, and also about the misroute as well, to the location, to the destination. And next comes as a legal that is legal compliance. Here we make sure that we ensure that the in import and export, the international trade laws and the agreements between the import and export countries should be clear. So till here, guys, it is a short example. Now next I'll be explaining you all with an example. So till here, it is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we have to consider these type of factors, and that will help to make the decision to increase the chance and the success in any of the EXIM business. So let me explain to you all with an example. First, as I said, you all in the country that is we are talking. As I said, I will discuss according to the points. First is about the demand market. Market demand. Any company which is after research and all, after analyzing the market in South Asia, that is Southeast Asia, it has been identified that people are more having diabetes in that particular country, like Indonesia and Malaysia. So here, they target like Indonesia and Malaysia, diabetes patients are being more, diabetes is increasing more and more yearly in that particular country. So in this way, Indonesia and Malaysia, they have been targeted, as the demand for, diabetes, that is diabetes one, anything like the tablets, it has been highly demanded. So to recover that particular diabetes, Indonesia and Malaysia, as they are suffering, there might be other country who are exporting the medical pharmaceutical items for the diabetic patients as well. So this is the demand, that is, the import and export people. They target the audience of the Indonesia and Malaysia who are, providing, who are, exporting the medical product for the diabetics patient. They came into this consideration that this market is facing, diabetes, and we can target this, that is, this medicine, and will be in great demand. So this comes as, after targeting the country in what they are suffering and how the another country can help and make money out of that, the medicine by providing them the medicine. So this is about the market demand. And next comes as a regulatory compliance. Here, the company that is, these two countries, we find that the drug is to be need. That is, drug here means not the drugs, guys. It is the medicine. The medicine, to be approved in that particular country. So before exporting that medicine to diabetic for the diabetes management, the company which is exporting their medicine, that is from India, so suppose they're exporting the diabetes medicine, they have to undergo certain certifications as well. About the legal activities should be clear from the Indian government as well, and also they have to check into the Indonesia and Malaysia as well. What are the other requirements, other documents has to be fulfilled? For example, the company and they also have to meet the medicine should meet the requirement standards as well. You can't just manufacture any of the product and just export the item, that is the medicine, to that country. It has to have certain certification, and also consuming that tablets, the person should increase its good health. They have to increase into a good health. Any patient, you can't just give any of the tablets which is, you can't export anything. So in this manner, the product also should have the good quality product, wherein the curability of that, after consuming that tablets, the patient or the customers who is consuming, he has to improve in his health. And also there comes as a documentation as well, like any other regulatory approvals should be proceed in this regulatory compliance. Next comes as a supply chain and the logistic. As it is a medical product, as it is a medical product, it has to be stored into a cold chain storage. So the company should make sure that the logistic partner in Southeast Asia, they should have the infrastructure, that is to handle the transportation, that is the medical, which is in the condition, should be stored in the cold condition. And also they have to consider the shelf life of that particular medicine, and also they have to plan in time delivery, that is on time delivery, the exporter should plan, so that the medicine reaches to that particular time. And also this will reduce the risk of the product expiration. For example, a medicine will be having certain expiry date. It is not about the tablets. Here, any medical requirement, that is, the syringes or any of the liquid which is being used in that injection. So those type of items which are being medical items, they will be having certain storage capacities and certain storage in this particular temperature or in this particular cold area. So in this way, the exporter, once when he's exporting, he should have a good logistic infrastructure with him. That is, the cold storage chain, he has to check with the requirement, medical condition, and on time delivery of that particular product, and also, check on to the expiry date as well, before what is the shelf life of that particular product. So this comes under the supply chain. Next comes as a cost structure. Here, the cost structure is, they are planning about the price. The company will calculate what is the production cost, which includes the high quality. That is, in pharmaceutical ingredients, for example, they have to undergo into an active pharmaceutical ingredients as well, wherein, the many of the patients will be cured by consuming their product. The exporter who is, exporting the item, they have to have good high quality product, high quality medicines, and also they must be having a cold chain logistic. For example, the transportation which they are using, it might be any seaway or the airway. It has to be into the item should be stored into a cold chain, so that the product will not get spoiled, and to that particular the temperature which it is being required to store. And also it comes about the pricing strategy. They have to balance to the competitives as well, and also they have to make profit. From India to Indonesia or Malaysia, if the diabetes product is the tablets is being exported from India, we also have to check what is the profit India is making or the Indian exporter is making, and also he have to check to the other competitions as well. For example, the local the local products also he has to check in Indonesia and Malaysia, what is the price. Similar products, what is the price, whether he is can beat that particular price and also make profit out of that. So these type of consideration he has to have. And also he have to check with the price of the diabetes medicine, other medicines as well, and export from his country to another country if he is making some profit. So this is called about the cost structure. Next, we are talking about the partner selection. Here, any company which identifies any kind of a reputed local distributor in Indonesia with a strong network of the pharmacy and also the hospitals. He has to have from India. If one product is exporting for the diabetes tablets or the diabetes anything which has been medicine product which has been exported to the Indonesia, the exporter should have good network. He should have good network with the local distributors, wherein the pharmaceuticals and the hospitals connection he is having good and a strong network, that particular person. And also he should be the distributor, and wherein he can distribute the exported product to the retail stores. And he should be more strong enough so that they can build a good export business with him. He can take the buy the products, and he can sell them out in the retail shops. So in this way, the partner selection should be also be more strong. The person whom we are selecting, he should be more reputed. He should be having the local distributors, he should have a strong network with the pharmacy and the hospitals as well. So this is about the partner selection. Next is about the legal consideration, what we have to consider. Any company, before drafts any of the clear contract, they have to draft a clear contract between two countries, between the seller and the buyer. The contract should be clear. And also, the local distributors as well. For example, the person from the Indonesia, if he selects any distributor, the contract should be clear. That is, the outlining, the points should be outlined clearly. That is, the payment terms, the delivery schedule timing, the responsibilities as well, whether the product should be, stored in this temperature, room temperature, or in the cold temperature. This is the so and so will be the temperature should be stored for that particular medicine. And also they have to make ensure that, any clause or any disputes of resolution or any international trade laws are being added in that particular item before exporting. He must be more careful on considering these type of factors, as it is a pharmaceutical company, and also to make it more successful and introduce for the diabetes medications as well into the Indonesia market. He has to meet the local demands also, as well as he has to have the regulatories in the logistic, and also have a culture challenge as well. So this is about one of the example which I gave you all. As Indonesia and Malaysia, they are having more diabetics patients available. So exporter who can export that particular market, as he has targeted one of the item, he can export and keep this all consideration into his mind. So till here the factors are clear, guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next comes as analyzing of the demand and the competition. How we will search on this demand and competition in any of the country. For example, first is about the traditional method, and also we are having the online methods. So, in traditional method, there are different methods in traditional methods, it is about the foreign agencies. That is, exporter or the importer. He has to study on the foreign agencies, like, who any agencies, any contractors between, they can tie up between an exporter and the seller and the buyer from one country to another country. There are other agencies as well. For example, guys, for getting a job, we reach out to the consultancy. As you know, MNC companies, if we require any job, so we go through one agency, right? So in this manner also, for import and export, there are agencies wherein, they connect to the buyers and sellers. So we have to reach to the foreign agencies as well. So this is one of the traditional method. And also there are the foreign wholesalers. In foreign also there are the wholesalers who are ready to buy the Indian products as well, in wholesale. That is, in bulk, they are ready to purchase. So we have to search for the foreign wholesalers, and also search onto the buying agents. For example, any of the any buying agents are people, like, they are the agents. That is, they buy the product from India, and to the local market they distribute. So there are certain agents as well. So we have to search on to the agents. And also comes as the trade fairs and exhibitions. In there are different exhibitions held also between for trading. So we have to attend those trade fairs and exhibitions. So this is also in this, that is, the foreign agency, the foreign wholesalers, the buying agents, trade fairs and exhibition, they come under the traditional methods. So talking about, there is another method, that is, the online method. First is about building a professional website. Before reaching, nowadays everybody are into the internet. They just search first. Search will be from the phone. That is, do they find any agencies or building any professional website. For example, before import and export, the company which has been building any of the brand, the company should have its own professional website, so that if anybody will hear of that company, they just Google it, and the website is available. So in this manner, the company should have they should build a good professional website. And also they have to have a search engine market, that is, SEM. For example, guys, SEO, it is like, it helps in organic ranking. For example, if we search any of the electric bikes, we get n number of bikes. First will be like Ola. Why? Because that their search engine optimization is very strong. That is, SEO, because many people have been searched that particular product, that is, the Ola bikes. In this way, here, they are talking about the search engine marketing. Here, it is not like, after searching you get that particular product or the brand available in the first list. So in this way, the search engine marketing, it is like, it helps the organic ranking. For example, each engine in marketing can place your website at the top of the search engine, which result like through, paid advertisement. So in this manner, whenever anybody search any product, the website of the company will come in the first position, in that first at the top search result it comes. So this will help to advertise the particular company or the particular brand, and from here they can increase into the online visibility as well. And next comes as the foreign, after that it comes as a Google Search Council. And in this Google Search Council, it is like the B2B exporters, which includes the LinkedIn groups, the Twitter and the Facebook ads. That is, there are other tools wherein you can make and export your from one, that is the Indian product can be exported to other country, that is through the apps as well, which is for B2B business. There are apps like the India Mart, Alibaba, and also DHgate. DHgate, it is a China a China's app, wherein in DHgate you can find the wholesale products online, that is which includes the fashion bags and the shoes and the accessories. So there are other apps which you all can export from India or import some of the items. For example, from DHgate you all can buy the products. It is an wholesale products. You can purchase it from China. Those are the China, it is a China products, wherein you can get the products in wholesale online through, and which includes, that is the fashion bags or the shoes or any of the accessories, that is wearable accessories from this DHgate, and import that particular item and sell it in the domestic market. So if from online you can reach out to the LinkedIn groups, the Twitter or the Facebook ads we can run. We can make B2B websites. We can also reach out to Alibaba, India Mart, and this DHgate. And we also have these are the demand and competition. There is also one more thing, that is the government also supports in finding out the export buyers as well. That is this RCMC. RCMC, it is R stands for the registration, C is come, M is membership, and C is certificate. That is registration come membership certificate. Here government is as by becoming a member and also obtaining a registration come a membership certificate, the importer or the exporter can also gain access to the network. That is many buyers he can find, as getting this certificate, that is the RCMC. This certificate will help the exporter to get more network in the foreign market as well. So this RCMC is this certificate that has it has a validation of an exporter. They can deal with the products which are being registered with the agencies and also the organization that are authorized by Indian government. So till here it is clear, guys?
Ma'am, B2B means business to business.
Yeah, business to business.
Okay.
Like after manufacturing, they are selling the product to the distributors or the wholesalers. This comes as a B2B. They are not giving one or two products to the retailers. Retailers shops, they won't buy products, they buy in very limited quality, wherein the wholesalers will buy the same product with in bulk they will buy. So it is called as a B2B.
Or ma'am, like RCMC, the certificate when the government used to give us like after exporter buyers or any kind of the like.
If you are having this certificate, if you're having this government certificate, this certificate will deal in getting many buyers from different countries. wherein, in this agency, if they registered, that is, this RCMC, from after this registration, the agency or the organization, it is being authorized by the Indian government. So they will be having access to the network for verifying many buyers. Like, they will get many buyers from other countries. So people will also, government is supporting in this certification for the export business.
No, ma'am, I'm asking to you that like when the government gives that particular certificate, RCMC.
When he will give,
Yes, yes.
No, you have to apply for, this is, you are having one brand. It is good in the local market. Everybody are buying that particular product. Many people, the product or the item is being recognized by everyone. So you are want to, the demand also goes to foreign countries. You want to export that particular product. So for that, if you enter into this government, this RCMC, which is approved by the Indian government, you will find many buyers. You will get many links from the other countries as well. So this is one of the support from the government, as there are other channels also, like creating website or marketing, Alibaba. So these type of other apps are there, no? And this is also one of the helpful way. It is by the government of India. That is, RCMC.
So, ma'am, RCMC government, each and every exporter, government gives this kind of the certificate to the each
No,
and every.
no, who want to apply, they will apply. Once when the product get recognized, their brand has been used by many people, no? After growing into certain way, the people who want the brand, the local brand which want to export their product, they can take this certificate, and from there he will get many links. That is, the exporters link, where the buyers from other country he will get. So this certification they have made, this RCMC certificate.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, guys, anybody any doubts still here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Any other questions, guys?
Like, ma'am, how much remaining this? I think internship. It will be like 6 or 7 more lectures or what?
For this, you must contact to the HR or the management. They will be the right person to answer this.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Any other people, any doubt? Okay, can anybody tell me, like, one market, from India, it has been highly demanded in China. Which product is more demanded in China? Anybody can answer this?
Agricultural product,
Like,
rice
Rice.
yes, correct.
and wheat.
There is much more demand in that, in that rice only. The basmati rice is more demanded in, China. Can anybody tell me which one product is being highly demanded in Japan?
Wheat and rice.
Same, ma'am. Wheat and rice.
Okay. Honey is also one of the, a thing used in the Japan people, by the Japan people.
Okay.
And most of the honey is being, exported from India to Japan. So they use it in their medical, for the medicine products, and also for the skincare products as well. So honey is highly demanded in that Japan market.
Okay.
Anything, guys?
Ma'am,
No.
ask me just like this like questions.
Okay, you want me to ask some few of the questions, huh?
Ma'am, you before you traveled any out of country?
No, till now I did not go anywhere.
I have some question like immigration things, the
Huh?
immigration documents and all.
Okay, the documents and all. You want to, you want to go for the study, or how it is?
No, it's for job.
For job, there are some agencies. You can also contact to ma'am also. She may tell you whether if their company is also helping the students who want to go to some other country or what. If they will help, then they will guide you. Or if they have any other suggestions also, ma'am will tell you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other products, guys, like highly which is demanded in India products?
Yes, ma'am. Like our steel is more highly demanded in other abroad countries.
Hmm.
And marine products also like fishes
Yeah.
and crabs and prawns. These are also.
Ma'am, they how they like export they like you like crabs and they sell like
Yeah, for that only I said, the logistic thing, like, they have to have certain, for example, fish, it will get smelled very soon
yeah,
if
yeah,
we
yeah.
keep in that area. So it has to have some cold storage. So from this
Okay.
particular temperature. And so in this way, the logistics should, once when they are, it is going from one country to another country, it might be any sea or any airway which they are
Hmm.
transporting. That particular storage should be into a cold area. And also they have to make sure to whom the exporter has been signed that, but the contract to export that item. That is, one person, now I'm exporting fish from India to Indonesia. So how it is going, if it is going into an airway, whether the condition of that particular box in which it has been packed, it has to have the cold storage. And also the buyer should keep it into a cold storage only in this particular temperature. So it has to have certain, every product will be having certain storage capacity, a certain storage, temperature that has to be checked between from us also. And also in that contract, it should be clear that, this particular item should be stored. So this comes under the logistic, the logistic
Department.
one.
And ma'am, labor, like India have a cheap labor, so labor is also most demanded in entire the abroad countries. Am I right?
Yeah. From here, nowadays many people are moving to Germany because,
Yes.
in Germany, there is no price, that is, the education is free over there. So people are from India, they're going to Germany for the free education so that they will get that certificate, and it will be from there they can get a good job. So in this way, there are services provided, like, there are companies who will, take the Indian students from here, and make them get admission over there. And they will also so that they can settle there and get the education from there, as it is free of cost.
Yes, ma'am. My one of the is my I have a my uncle have two daughters. Like
Hmm.
one she's I think going study for Germany, and second one is going to directly job there. Like
Yeah,
she's earning very good, I think so. And
yeah, there are people, as education is free there, no, so they India people are moving there.
yeah,
And also, as you said, the fish item, that is, the frozen, it comes into, USA and China. It has the major, the seafood exporters from India. Comparatively, from 2022 to 2023, there are many crores to, seafoods exported from India.
yes.
Ma'am, tell me that like your state, like Karnataka, what export more to the abroad countries?
First, in abroad countries, from Karnataka, it is tea and coffee only. Coffee especially.
Okay.
Yeah. And also silk also, like, people who in foreigners, they don't wear the saris and all, but they
Mm.
are having certain silk, this one, curtains or silk mat floors. So in this type of silk cloth will, from Mysore, they, export silk item to abroad. They don't wear, we wear silk saris. In that way, the silk material is exported to the foreigners, that is, to USA. They use silk, not to wear, but they use for the fancy, for the curtains or any of the pillow covers. These type of silk items they use, or the mat floor. So the silk is also highly demanded from Mysore. It get exported, as Mysore is having good manufacturing for the silk products.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. So if I want to ask you the question, like if after will become a export import executive or export import manager, okay. So is there any kind of chance to relocate to the abroad countries?
Yeah, once when you won't be only in that particular stage. They, after in every company, after 9 months of working or 1 year of working, they have to promote the employees to, they have to give them different designation. So they will undergo certain like assessment will be there in that company only, and they will move to the different positions. So while that transferring and all, they have to go. Some people will go, they are shifted to abroad for some certain contractual period, and sometimes it is for the permanent. In this way it is. Any company you are, there are freshers also, in your place somebody else will come, again you will be hired to something, again the hired person will be will be hired to something, and that person will be retired. So in this way the chain goes.
Yes,
Okay,
because
ma'am.
the thing is na ki, like everyone wants experienced people in abroad. Like if you are a lucky guy na, so you can get an internship
Yeah,
like with
correct.
6 months, 1 month. Like if you check the
Hmm.
DLHA jobs career, dlha.com/career na, if you got
Hmm.
student internship, that you can apply na, you can get replied around 1 or 2 months. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you want to, like, you must to want to go abroad and need a job na, so you can contact with like immigration companies. They will charge you only immigration file and like job visa and all, uh, and other
But
things
you have to
1200.
check it very clearly,
Yes,
like,
ma'am.
whether they are fraud or what.
No, no, no. I'm recently, yesterday I visit. Yesterday I visit that company. They have like have a good office and all. And she's telling me ki we have like we have a more than 5 countries office, like Dubai, UK, Dubai, UK, Saudi
Mm-hmm.
Arabia, and I think they are opening in also Australia also. Like she has already telling me, and actually she's showing me all documentations and like visas and all. Like one of the girl named Prachi Singhania. She's I think going for the Luxembourg job for the teaching. She got the job there in
Okay,
university.
but too, if you're having this office also, you must check whether some offices also may be fake also. So you have
Ah,
to cross check very goodly.
mm-hmm. Right. My uncle is in actually police department na, so like I told them he like check the all things, they will like tell me what the thing, that fraud and all that genuine thing.
Yeah, you must check those things because many nowadays fraud things are happening, no?
Mm-hmm.
Any other doubt, guys? Or shall we wind it up?
Ma'am,
Hmm.
can you please tell me about your qualification?
I've completed MCOM.
Okay, ma'am. But you have completed your MCOM and you are teaching like import export. So
Hmm.
how have you done any kind of course or any kind of the degree in this particular domain?
Yeah, I have the certification of training, corporate trainer. I have certification of 2 certifications I have.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, guys, shall we wind it up?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
Have a
ma'am.
good day, everyone. Take care.
Bye, ma'am.
Yeah, bye.
Bye, ma'am. Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, same here. Bye, guys.